It's that time of year when Gallup announces the Most Admired Man and Most Admired Woman data from our annual December survey. The question we ask is, who is the man and then who is the woman living anywhere in the world that you most admire? Remember, the person has to be living, so people can't talk about Jesus Christ or Napoleon or Abraham Lincoln or anybody like that. It has to be a living person. Let's look at the male side of the ledger first. Who is the single individual that Americans are most likely to name as the man living anywhere in the world that they admire most? It is Barack Obama. Almost one-third, 32% of Americans spontaneously volunteer Obama as the most admired man. That's way ahead of anybody else. Coming in number 2 on the list, way down at just 5% mentions, is President George W. Bush. The president typically wins on this most admired poll. Bush, in fact, has won every year that we have asked the most admired question since he has been president. But if you look at the line there in front of you, you'll see there's been a declining number of mentions of President Bush in the years since he has been elected, and this 5% this year is the lowest we've seen for the president. He's been overwhelmingly overshadowed by the president-elect, Barack Obama. Other men who are mentioned: John McCain, 3% mentions. The Pope, Pope Benedict the 16th, down at 2% mentions. Reverend Billy Graham, he's been on the list more than any other living man. Then Bill Clinton, and then Colin Powell. On the Most Admired Woman list, a couple of newcomers this year, perhaps surprising to you. The winner overall, Senator and soon-to-be Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton. She comes in with 20% of overall mentions. Again, that's not a surprise. Hillary Clinton has done well since 2003, and then she did well back when she was First Lady, so she's certainly no newcomer to this list. Who do you think is second on the list? Well, it's not First Lady Laura Bush. It is the governor of Alaska, Sarah Palin. 11% of Americans spontaneously say that Governor Palin, of course, John McCain's vice presidential running mate in the election this year, is the woman living anywhere in the world that they most admire. She's a brand newcomer to this list. Not surprisingly, most Americans have never heard of her before this year. In third place, talk show hostess Oprah Winfrey. That's no surprise. Winfrey has been on our list many times over the past number of years. Following her, the current Secretary of State, Condoleezza Rice, soon to be replaced, of course, by Hillary Clinton, assuming Hillary Clinton is confirmed. Then another newcomer to the list, First Lady-to-be, Michelle Obama, followed by Margaret Thatcher. Then the current First Lady, Laura Bush. And finally, at 2%, film star and humanitarian Angelina Jolie. So there you have it, Gallup's Most Admired for 2008, Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. I'm Dr. Frank Newport, Editor-in-Chief of the Gallup Poll.